Hello and welcome to Sins of a Solar Empire 2. I'm Shadow Coast, and in this video we'll be discussing version 28.10, the update which changes everything, especially for those of you who play Advent. To start, I'll link the full update list in the description so you can read through for yourself. Also, this update wipes out previous saves, but you can also recover them by playing a previous version, so check out the notes on how to revert to older saves on Steam. Now, there are some general updates to settings and gameplay, such as improved fleet factory distribution logic, which means that ships will be produced by the closest factory to the fleet you're replenishing. Also, they fixed the exotic exploit, which I never really personally used, so for those of you who are, it's over. Now for the main updates, let's jump to balance, where we see Advent as a whole being nerfed, and for good reason given that they were truly unbeatable if you played them right. First, the Advent Deliverance engine was moved to Tier 4. There are new techs to per faction that unlock specific abilities for the Deliverance engine, making this a much heavier investment overall to use. Second, they rebalanced PSI boost ratios, which significantly decreased the ratio for Guidance, Vertical, and Malice abilities, which, to be fair, were a bit out of control. There were some minor faction changes increasing rating if you leverage those abilities, so keep that in mind. They also updated pirate boarding crews, and they now cost 2 influence but add an extra charge for each use, bringing it to 3. This is something I actually do tend to use heavily, so that's why I'm calling it out. One of the biggest potential changes, I think, is a rebalancing of point defense systems, which now scale more effectively with number of units. This is a big game changer, as most builds I focus on have been missile heavy. I'll have to see how much of an impact this has, but it definitely will force me to adapt my strategies based off what I've read so far. They also rebalanced Proselytize, which now requires you to have the dominant culture and the gravity well to be used. I think this is fair since you could early game pull some shenanigans, depending on who you're facing. And that brings us to the Tempest vessel. This is one of my all-time favorite ships. You'll see in some of my playthroughs I'll spam them to devastating effect. And I'm already feeling it in a few test playthroughs that they don't hit the same. So we'll be adapting strategies. You'll see here the area drone carrier spam still seems to be efficient, but I'll be experimenting more. So let me know what you think in the comments. Now, there are several other changes to the game, from improvement in AI, user interface, some tool tips, other optimizations. It is good to see the modding support here. I'm very excited for some future mods. We also see some improvements for multiplayer, which will be nice, as well as a few others. Overall, I think the biggest impact from viewing this is really on the Advent, at least for me personally. I have been spending more time with Visari trying to master them, but I'm having some difficulty. But let me know what you think V28.10 has in store, how will it impact you, and call out anything else I might have missed that's critical. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in future videos.